come? Ew, why are you still here?
I ask myself that every day.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Service Sandwich Podcast. It's us. Ryland will be back next week.
Thank God.
Wow, I never thought I'd hear the day where you were thankful for Ryland.
I know.
This is a good... Ryland, if you're listening, he loves you.
No, I just miss my co-host.
Aww.
I don't want to say miss.
That's
but...
still sweet. Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Oh yeah. I mentioned last week that we would be starting a new segment called Hannah Apologizes for Her Actions, and lo and behold, I was like half joking about doing it every week, but there's more to apologize for, because I'm an imperfect human apparently. Oh, that sounded bad. This week I'd like to apologize to Isabella Zahner, because apparently last week I didn't acknowledge her when she walked into the room when we were recording.
Does she need acknowledgement? Yeah.
And then I don't think I responded to your text about it either, so lo siento. Please forgive me. So this week was an interesting week for the church because we had a guest speaker.
We did.
His name was Jarrell.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he was good.
I don't even know his last name. His wife's name is Shanna, which is cool because it's like
Shannon.
Hannah. Oh. It's like Hannah. So his wife is neat to me, and worship was good. He did a good job of getting everyone hyped.
He did. Well, we also had Jeremy. Shout out to
Jeremy.
Am I allowed to do shout outs?
Yeah. You know what? I don't discriminate.
Okay. Well, am I going to have to apologize next week?
No. I can come back and apologize for something if you really want.
Thank you.
Yeah, but shout out. I think Jeremy deserves a shout out every week. Cece, what do you think about my hair?
I think it's good.
Thanks. I don't know. I just tried something new and I hate it.
What did you do?
I don't know. I scrunched it when it was wet with a different product than I usually use, and then I put it up to sleeve, which I never do. Thank you.
It has a little baby.
Yeah. I kind of hate it. But this isn't the video episode.
Yeah. Sierra Marsh, worst producer.
Thanks, Gab.
Yeah.
You're the worst presenter person and worst switcher, so...
Thank you. I tried.
2 jobs that you're really bad at.
Ooh. They call that a 2-for-1.
Have you seen your video skills?
What?
I could do a better job in designing graphics in Microsoft Paint.
Speaking of...
You need to come up with some new insults, because I've heard that one 370
It's a great one.
Speaking of video, when he started speaking during the bumper, I was like, stop! No!
Yeah.
That was bad.
Okay, do you want to do the Jesus Jam first or your testimony?
Let's do the Jesus Jam first.
Okay,
Because I think if I share my testimony, we might go into like 30 minutes.
Okay.
But maybe I'll give a condensed.
What jammer do you think you'll be? A rapper, a hymnist, a headbanger, a hipster, or a Caleb mom?
Okay, for context, this is a quiz that Gavin found online that I think it plays music and then you have to like guess the song and then it like gives you a score of like how good you are. I think aesthetic-wise, I'm a hipster. I think I could score well on hymnist, but I think I'm gonna do Caleb mom.
I took this like last week. I forget all of the answers, but I got Caleb mom, so I'm hoping that's like the best. Because I got like a 12 out of 14.
The bass is insane. Okay, I'm gonna try
No.
right now. What's this? It's telling me the answer. Oh wait. Oh, this is So Will I.
I'll put my
This is So Will I.
up to your phone.
Okay. What is this? Is Grace Got You? No, it has to be Grace Got You. This is my skill, by the way. During a Beach Escapes, we like played a game where it's like you had to guess the worship song as soon as you could, and I dominated. I've never heard this song before in my life. Dang it. Oh, it looks like this vibe. Yeah. There's beat on my vision. It sounds old.
I was listening to or watching a video about like guessing like 2000s worship music.
Yeah.
And I did so well.
Oh, this is Good Good Father. No, it's not.
Classic.
It's a classic.
What it's not. It's actually.
Oh boy. Dang it! I missed one. I don't know this.
Oh, I know this. If you listen to Caleb enough, you'll probably hear it.
I try not to listen to Caleb. NF? Really? That's not Caleb. What the heck? This is not Caleb!
I think this game, or like, the questions are different every time.
Jesus, pay blessed assurance. Oh my word! No, there was already a skillet. Oh wait, it could be skillet. It wasn't. It was red. Oh. This isn't the blessing, because I don't think this is the key to do that song. Champion from it's not from Red. It's champion.
Oh my gosh, I know this.
Holy mother! Is this from the early 2000s?
Yeah, that's such a classic.
Yeah, so it has to be this. I don't even know how these songs. Trip? No. What the heck? What is this?
What? Nothing's about to come down.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening outside. What the heck? Yeah, no skillet? That's not even Caleb!
Well, it's not necessarily Caleb, it's just like...
As if I make hipster. I got hipster.
Well, what did you get out of, did it tell you what you got out of, like, 14?
I did not do great, that's for sure.
Sorry if the mic is popping, I'm re-clipping it to my shirt. Okay, my turn. I'm about to crush it. Here
Okay, yeah, I'll hold my mic up. Okay. Alright.
Okay,
Where's the sound?
down at the bottom, I think. I don't know.
Oh.
This is literally the same.
We're in the same place.
Well, can I just tell you what I got? Would you want
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, wait, I have a comment to make first. I have a little comment to make first. Hi Brandon. Shout out to Brandon. I just listened to the version of So Will I recently that, oh wait, I'm gonna reclip my mic. The Taya version?
Oh.
Holy crud! It's so much better than the original.
What in the free world?
What in the free world? Okay, here's the thing. When we used to do this song, because Hannah hates me, so we don't do it anymore.
Doesn't everyone?
Wow, okay. We used to do this song, and I sang it in B and, like, struggled every time. Like, it was a struggle to leave that song in B. Taya does it in D
Oh my gosh.
and just crushes the game. It's really not fair. It's just not fair. It's fine, though.
That's like 2 letters away from me.
Yeah, it's like B, C, C sharp, D. It's like 3 half steps. Now you were
Well, I don't know.
right, I guess.
Music. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, neither do I.
Okay, Hannah, your testimony.
Do we really want to get into this? Because I think this is dangerous for the amount of time.
How much time are we at?
Yeah, where are we?
We're only at 8 minutes.
Oh, okay, alright, I'm gonna burn through this. I'm gonna try and burn through this real quick. So today I'm gonna be sharing, not like a life story, because I feel like most people know how my life started and it's not very interesting.
I think I went closer to you because I don't need to say anything.
Okay. Yeah, most people know how my life started. I grew up in the church. That's like a normal thing. Today I will be telling a story. I'm going to be exposing part of my past that not many of you may know about. Today I will be telling all about the heart nugget. That's right, folks. I think my parents listen to this so we can all relive some of our emotional trauma together. Hi, Mom and Dad.
Shout out to
Maddie Lou. And my mom. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try. Here's the thing, is that it's like such a nuanced story that it's hard to condense it down to like 3 minutes. There's just so much, like, there's so many layers, things that I just keep finding out. Like, I learned what a breathing tube was when I was 14, and that messed me up for a couple days. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, but I'm not gonna mention God while I tell the story, but he's still very related. It's very significant that I'm not going to mention him while I tell the story. So, take you back to July 2017. I was almost 12. I had a birthday somewhere in
Too
here.
bad we're not filming because we could have like looked that up.
And like,
Flashback, but I
Like-
don't have any videos, so.
just pretend like like there wasn't a special effect. And I said, let me take you back. July 2017, I was almost 12. I had a birthday at some point. And I had fallen ill. I had like a low-grade fever, which like my parents wouldn't take me to the doctor for that because it's just like a fever, it's chill. But I think I had a couple other like concerning symptoms. So they were like, okay, go to the doctor. My nurse practitioner, Beth,
What is that?
a nurse practitioner, I honestly don't know. But her name is Beth, and I still see her today, and I love her. Beth, you're an angel from heaven.
Does she listen?
She's not like,
Well, if
Beth
you
is
listen,
amazing.
shout out.
Shout out Beth, the nurse practitioner. But she's like, doing the normal nurse things, and she like checks my ears, checks my eyes, checks my throat, listens to my heart, and she listens to my heart for like an absurdly long time. So my mom's like, what's going on, sis? And she's like, have you ever been told that she is a heart murmur, which is like an irregular heartbeat? And my mom's like, no, we haven't, and we don't want to be told that now. But we were told that. So this doctor, my actual doctor, Dr. Keller, who quit, Dr. Keller, I love you. He comes in and he listens to my heart, and he's like, wow, that's the lowest heart murmur I've ever heard. It sounds like a train. And I feel like you don't want to be told by a medical professional that your body sounds like a train. But he did. So he's like, okay. Like, refers me to go get an echocardiogram, which is like ultrasounds for pregnant women, but like on my heart, and it's less fun because you don't get to see a child, you get to see your broken body. So I go and get this echo, and I remember the tech because she was a very lovely lady, and her and my mother are like chatting it up. We're all having a grand old time. I'm lying on this table, and that goo is just covering my entire body, and we're all having a great time. And then she just stops talking, and we're like, "What's going on, lady?" And she's like, "There's a hole in your heart." And I was like, "Oh, that's really unfortunate." And I've had so many of those echoes, I don't even think I can count. But I only ever looked at the screen once. Every time they were like, "You want to look at the screen?" And I was like, "No." But I looked once and I saw the hole in my heart. That messed me up. Weird. No one wants to see that. And so I didn't see it ever again. So this tech, the echo tech lady, is like, "All right, I'm going to send your scans to a cardiologist friend of mine named Dr. DeBrunner, who's the real hero of this story. He's still my cardiologist today. He doesn't listen either. But Dr. DeBrunner, if you're listening, I love you."
You should get them to listen.
I'm going to email them and be like, I just shouted all of you out. So she's like, "I'm going to send them off to this guy. He's going to look at them and tell you if you need surgery." And
You can ignore that.
Gavin just emailed me.
I'm scheduling.
He's scheduling. Yeah. Wow, you're distracted right now? Wow. Okay. Yeah, so she sends him off to this guy, and he calls us. We weren't even home yet. He calls us, and it's like, "Yeah, this sucks. She's going to need surgery." I am distraught. I was a mess. I think my official diagnosis was patent ductus arteriosus, which is PDA, which is also public displays of affection, which is really funny when I learned that for the first time. But here's the thing that makes it weird, because I wouldn't be telling this story if it wasn't weird, is that every baby has the hole in their heart that I had, in the womb, that's how they breathe, I think. And then as they're being born, it closes. And in the babies, it doesn't close, whilst being born, it closes on its own in the first, 6 weeks of life. And for the babies that it doesn't close in the first 6 weeks of life, it's, caught and fixed before they're a year old. Usually, between 6 months and a year, I think. Mine wasn't caught and fixed until I was 12, which is, I would love to talk to every doctor I've ever seen and be like, how did you miss this? 12 years. Most children, this isn't even an issue. 5% of kids don't have it closed during birth or something, and then an even smaller percent have to have it closed during that first, year of life. And I don't even know what the percent of children is that don't get it closed until they're 12. But that's where I'm at. The good thing was, I think, if the hole had been larger than 5 millimeters, I would have had to have open heart surgery, but it wasn't. It was 5 millimeters exactly. So, like 2 months pass or something. I go get the surgery done. They stick it through an artery in my leg or something, and we're all having a great time. We had a great time. That's where the term heart nugget came from, is because Donnie was there, Donnie and Shelly were there before I went into surgery, and they called it a heart nugget, the thing that stopped up the hole, and it's the nugget. I'm going to have to speed this up, aren't I? Because there's still a lot more. 15 minutes, okay. Feel free to cut this in post. But
I'm not. I'm too lazy, so.
yeah, it's gonna be. I told you I was gonna hit 20 minutes if I told this story. But okay, so do the surgery, plug up the hole. No more hole. No more heart murmur. Everything is normal. I go home that night, which like who has heart surgery and then goes home the same night? I remember being a child and being like concerned, like I just had heart surgery. Shouldn't I stay in the hospital for like one night? And everyone was like, no, you're okay. You're okay. I go home, everything's fine. Everything's not fine. Plot twist.
What?
I know. Everything was not fine. I woke up the next morning with a splitting headache, which sounds like they could be unconnected. They're not unconnected. I have this pounding headache. It's like someone's got a jackhammer and they're trying to bust out of my forehead between my eyeballs. So I'm laying there like, this sucks. Someone calls the doctor and the doctor says, you're fine. So I, am fine I go back to sleep. I just go back to sleep. Saturday passes, it's chill. Sunday passes, it's chill. Monday arrives, and I go back to school. You have heart surgery on Friday, and you just go back to school Monday like nothing happened. It's like, who was I? I wish I could be that person again. Like, really, what the heck? So I go back to school, and first period, second period, third period rolls around, and I am sitting in class, and I look at the board, and there are like letters missing. And I know that they're there, but in my brain, I could only see like every third letter or something, and they were like, I sat there blinking for like a long time. Like, I was like, okay, maybe if I blink hard enough, the letters will come back. They weren't coming back. So I go to my teacher, and I'm like, hey, can I go to the nurse? The letters on the board are disappearing, and I can't stop it. She's like, yeah. Just, hey, the Ammermans are coming to church.
Shout out to the Ammermans.
Shout out to the Ammermans.
Well, they were at church, I'm assuming, but they're coming to the mill.
Oh, wow, that's a commitment. Shout out. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, can I go to the nurse? She's like, yeah. So I go to the nurse, who calls my parents, and they're like, we'll come pick you up. Out of the abundance of caution. Good thing. I go down to the main office, the headache starts coming back, driving home, everything, like, headache's getting worse. And then I, like, don't remember much, which is scary, freaky. I don't remember going inside. And I remember laying on the couch for an indeterminate amount of time. Just headache was back in full force, which I don't remember having a headache, but I know I had one. I was super nauseous and just laying there with a blanket on my head so I couldn't see the light. And for like, I don't know how long. Finally, I'm like, I can't feel the right side of my body. And my parents like, sit up. And the right side of my face and my right arm were like, no, can't feel them. And they go, okay. I go to the hospital. Honestly, I fell asleep in the car and woke up and was like 80% better. So the conclusion there was that I had a TIA, or a mini stroke, which no one actually really...
A TIA?
A TIA. I had a TIA, which no one really... The departments were arguing over what it was, but like that's what it was. That's what neurology said. That's what we're going with. So that's the end mostly. I stayed in the hospital for like 3 days, and then I was fine. And I've been fine ever since. So, what did we learn today? Really trying to move fast.
God's great.
God's great. Here's the thing, is that looking, like, even, like, I was 12, so I was just kind of starting to have a relationship with Jesus there. But, like, I was 12, so, 12.
Did that speed the whole relationship up?
Yes, it did. I remember, like, a year later looking back and being like, I wish I had, like, sought God actively more during that surgery. I feel like that could have been a major, like, pillar of my faith, which obviously it is now because I'm telling you about it in a testimonial sense. But like looking back now, seriously, like trying to look for God in that circumstance, it's insane because He's all over it. Like the fact that my parents took me to the doctor at all, the fact that I didn't have to have open heart surgery, the fact that I didn't have a legit stroke and that I'm not dead. And there's like so much, again, there's so much more like nuanced things that I could say that he was there, but just seeing him in every part of that, just I guess the main point is that God sits with you in the valleys, but also he does stuff in the valleys. He's not a dormant God. He's constantly moving, even if you can't see him. That's the testimony. We really need to wrap
Thanks
this
God
up.
for doing stuff. Real quick, did you guys know in planning center they can take attendance on plans?
Really?
Yeah, I just took attendance.
It looks good in here. We did a whole episode about it 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
I just took attendance for this week's plan.
Am I here?
You are.
Oh, nice. Gavin, I'm a little tired today. How can you help me?
With some of that RCC coffee
Angie, you need
to raise up.
to praise up. Amen. Okay, we're good. I'm so sorry, Lord. I hope. Oh, wait. Many blessings upon you. I hope you were enthralled.